this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me again today, and welcome to number 40 of my card making for beginners course from the 2020-2021 catalogue. This will be the last episode in this series, but I will be starting a new series, slightly different I think. I haven't quite worked out the details, but when the new catalogue releases on the 3rd of May, I will be doing something else for beginners. So if you're new to paper crafting, please subscribe to my channel because there will be something for you come May. Anyway, this is my last post in this series for today, and I'm using this lovely set which was in the catalogue last year. I'm so sad that it's disappearing this year. It's been very useful set. I've used this little strip of grasses quite a lot, but I haven't used this big flower up until now. So today we're going to use that flower, and I'm going to show you just how to make this simple little card, but absolutely beautiful. I think it's really nice, really understated for a thinking of you card. This one I've used the papers from Hydrangea Hill. Just look at the name. These are papers from the Hydrangea Hill, and today we're going to use another one of the papers there in different colour. But very easy to do, little bit of stamping, little bit of matting and layering, and you're there, you're done. I did do a little bit of stamping just inside there as well, just to tie in with the front of the card, just to make it even nicer. So let me show you what we're going to do. So we're going to take a piece of thick Whisper White card, and we are going to cut it at 15 centimetres. So that will give you two card blanks. One will be 15 centimetres, which is the one that we're cutting. One will be slightly smaller because the cardstock isn't quite 30 centimetres. So that one's 15. And if I just do this one will be 14.7-ish. So that one's slightly smaller, but I will still use it. But I tend to I like to use 15 or 14.5 because that's just much easier to work out layers and things. So I'm just going to score down the middle of that at 10.5 centimetres. If you're working in inches, this is 8.25 across, and I think I never know. I always have to measure. I think it's 6. Yes, 6 inches down, and then scored at 4 1/8. And that will give you the same size card blank. But if you're in the USA, you have slightly different card sizes. It won't matter at all if you use half your I think your paper is called letter size, and it won't matter at all if you use that. There. Then bring in a bone folder and give that crease a nice press, so you get a nice crisp crease. And what I like to do is go around all the edges and just give them a press as well, because using the trimmer just gives a bit of a lip to the card where the blade goes along. It presses the card down, you get a bit of a lip, and if you just use a bone folder, that will smooth them out and you get nice edges. Right, okay, so what we need first of all is we're going to do some stamping. I've got a little bit of spare scrap Whisper White card here, and today I'm going to be using Seaside Spray. And I might use Pear Pizzazz as well as the same colour that I used on the last one. So here I used Highland Heather and Pear Pizzazz. Today I'm going to use Pear Pizzazz and Seaside Spray. This is one of our colours that's going to be leaving us very soon, on the 3rd of May, I think. So if you like Seaside Spray and you haven't got cardstock or ink or a refill or any of the coordinating products, you do need to get it now because that won't be around for much longer. I'm going to stamp the leaves first because I want the stem to be kind of upright and centralised. So I'm stamping the leaves first so that I can do that. Otherwise it ends up a bit wonky. I wonder if I can find one to show you. No, this one I stamped, and I've if you look at that bit, it looks quite centralised, but then if you look where the stem is, it's too much over to the side. So by doing it this way, you can make sure you can get your stem at the right angle. And then I need the two flower heads. Not quite sure what flowers these are meant to be. So I'm not sure, but anyway, we're going with it, and we are going to stamp in Seaside Spray. So I don't know what sort of flowers they'd be in these colours. Kind of think they should be yellow for some reason. I don't know, but really don't know. My gardening knowledge is not good enough. So I'm just going to centre this. You can see where the ends of the stems is, and then you can lay your stamp down to stamp your flowers. It's so easy, such easy stamping this. It's such a pretty stamp, so easy to do. It's a really versatile stamp set, this one. with these, and then you can stamp these little flowers amongst it as well. And this little flower I've used a lot, and the dragonfly just stamped above there makes it so nice. And then all these lovely sentiments. So if you haven't got it and it's one that you're thinking about, then don't hang around, because it will be going on the 3rd of May. Right, okay, now we need to trim this down to about 6.5 across to about 10 going down. So what I tend to do is I'll do it on my trimmer, just because you won't all have a little trimmer. I would normally do this on my little trimmer. So it's got to go down to 10. So actually I'm going to take a bit off the bottom first of all, because that's actually, I'm going to take it all off the bottom, I think, because that's where, so that's made it sort of centralized in the panel. And now we need to get this to about 6.5. You can do your own dimensions. You can do your panel as big as small as you like. So what I tend to do, you could do this by measuring, but I just tend to cut a bit off each side until I get to where I need. So I'm just showing you one of the methods that I use. So I want this to be quite centralized. So I'm trying to cut an equal bit off each side. So I'm going to cut a little bit off there, and then come back in and cut a sliver off here, which will take us, I'm nearly at 6.5 there. This is going to be a tiny sliver off this side. There we go. And so my panel now measures 6.5 by 10, which means that I need a piece of cardstock to mount that on, a layer of cardstock, which measures half a centimetre bigger on each side, which will give us a 1/4 centimetre border all the way around. So again, I'm using my bone folder to press those sides down, because that will take off the lip that we got from the trimmer. So with the cardstock, I need to cut this to 7 by 10.5. So let's go this way first of all. 10.5. Yep, that's going to just about fit. This is obviously half of a card blank that I... Oh, that felt a bit rough actually. Actually, I'm going to just trim a tiny bit. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm going to do it this way then. I might use more cardstock, but I just did, because it was too close to that fold, didn't get a clean edge. There we go. So that's 7, and I'll do it this way, 10.5. As don't mind too much. I'm using this cardstock up now, as it's going to be a disappearing colour. Love this card. Love, love, love this colour. I like the outgoing in colours much more than the ones that are the current 2020 to 22. But I do love we've got some gorgeous colours coming with the new in colours. So don't miss those. They are lovely. Right, that's going to mount on there like that. So I'm just going to do that now. Oh, I'm using my fine tip glue here, I've just realised. I've been doing a bit of quilling this morning, so I've put Tombow in that, but it's not the usual Tombow container. I've just bought fine tip glue dispensers on Amazon, and it just means that when I'm quilling I get a really thin little stream of ink, and I'd forgotten I hadn't swapped it over to do my video today, but that's no harm. There we go. Right, now then, I've got my card blank and I've got my stamping, but I need a layer of DSP. So here I've used the purple one, the stripy one of my favourite patterns from that DSP. Today I'm going to use, you can see I haven't used this sheet at all. This is a Seaside Spray version with little hydrangea flowers on. And our DSP needs to be 14 by 9.5. So I'm going to cut 14 first of all. So that will make it 1 centimetre smaller than our card blank. So 1/2 centimetre border all the way round by 9.5. There we go. So I'm just trying to show you this a simple card that you can make using just stamps and ink and paper. I haven't used any die cutting or embossing or even punches on this card. It's just simple stamps, ink and paper, which anyone can do. There we go. So that's going to layer on there. And then this is going to layer on there. Oh, beautiful. That's quite nice, isn't it? Okay, so a little bit of ink, of glue again. Actually, I might use my seal. I'm just feeling brave today. Let's see if I can use my seal, just because I've not got the right glue container there. So these are our tape runners. They are really good. I tend to use liquid glue quite a lot, but these are just as good. And you just run it along there. Why is that? Oh, that's fine. There we go. And along there. You just need to start it off again and get it so that it catches. And a little sort of tick at the end just helps it to cut off, because this is seal, this is not Stampin' Seal. And the only difference between this and Dombo is that you won't get any wiggle room. So as soon as it's stuck, it's stuck. So just make sure you line it up really carefully before you glue. And I find that the best way to do that is to keep an eye on one side and the top. You can't look at all four sides, so just do that. And then this one is going on here. There we go. What makes a difference using this? I have started using this a bit more just recently though. Quite liking it. There we go. And that is going there. Tombow would still be my glue of choice. If I could only choose one glue, I would still choose liquid glue though. There we go. That's straight. Yeah, I think so, more or less. There we go. And then we're just going to do this little message. I'm still going to say thinking of you, because I think that's quite a useful card to have in a stash. So I've got it mounted here. It's one of the sentiments. So we've got this big always, so you could have always thinking of you, always a celebration, always in my heart, always my friend, you are always my friend, always believe, always love. Lots of combinations there, but I just like just thinking of you. I've said before, I send my mum quite a lot of cards, and so this is quite a useful message to have on a card to send mum. Because it's not a happy birthday or anything like that, so I quite like. So I'm just stamping this onto a scrap piece of Whisper White, and then I'm going to use our punch, and I always forget what this punch is called. I really must label my punches with the names so that I can remember when I'm recording. It's something like every classic label punch. It might be that. It might be classic label punch, I think. And it's just a long, thin punch. And again, this is going. And I'm so sad because it's such a useful little punch. And the thing about our punches is if you don't get them while they're available, they really don't come onto the market very often in the second-hand market. So you really need to get it while it's still being sold by Stampin' Up. And if they do sell off market, they tend to hold their prices quite well. It's very rare that you get a bargain on our punches. Right, and then I've just punched another one out of Seaside Spray. And what I'm going to do is and I am going to use Tombow this time. Put a little bit of glue at the end here. Spread it out with a cocktail stick, so it's a very, very thin little strip. And then I'm going to place it so that that's just poking out. Got a little bit of wisps of Seaside Spray posting out at the end, and then you can use it because it's Tombow. You can maneuver it, and if you just push it together, you'll get it exactly straight, so that there's none poking out at the sides. And then the other bit is going to do exactly the same. A little bit of Tombow, and then I've put the glue on the wrong bit now. Okay. Let's do another one. Oh, do you know why that happened? I've got a cake in the oven. I can hear the timer going. I just need to finish this video quickly so I can get to make sure my cake doesn't burn. It's my husband's birthday in a couple of days, and I'm making him a rich fruit cake, which is his favourite. And it's been in the oven a long time, but I hadn't realised it was due to finish cooking. So I'm trying to hurry here. I'm sure it'll be all right for a few minutes. There we go. Right, there we go. Let's put them out of the way. And then, can't get it off my finger. We just need some dimensionals. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a strip of dimensionals, and I'm going to cut a strip from the edge, because I want this to be supported all the way along. So rather than using individual dimensionals, I'm just going to use a strip. That's one of the useful things about our dimensionals. You get all the edging as well as the actual dimensions, and that's going to support this all the way along. There we go. And that is going across here. And we are done. Oh, we haven't done the stamping inside. Should I quickly do that? Why not? Let's just get a bit of scrap paper. And we need our 2 stamps again. This time I'm going to stamp the flowers first. That's not the stamp pad I need. There it is. That's the one I need. I'm going to stamp the flowers first. I'm going to do them there. And then I'm going to attach the leaves to them. And where's my pear pizzazz? And that's our 2 cards done. So those will go in my stash, ready to send. So this is going, okay, it's going at quite an angle there, but it doesn't matter. It's the inside of the card and it doesn't matter really. There we go. So there's our card, and there's inside, and then the Highland Heather one as well. So I hope you like those 2 little cards. I hope you've enjoyed my beginner series. Done lots of things. We've done lots of techniques and lots of simple card projects. Do come back and join me in May when I start my new series. But thank you for watching so far. If you haven't subscribed, please press the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. But that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back very, very soon. Bye for now. Bye.